Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today I'm playing another Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So, here you can see, it's paused. Yep, there's, well, Vanguard shenanigans. And they're my Vanguard shenanigans, that's right. So I brought a load of Shadow Warriors. Basically, I wanted to try the tactic, because I'm against the Empire, and usually the Empire will be able to just completely demolish your whole army with, you know, decent artillery. So I wanted to avoid that happening, so I decided if I bring a load of Vanguard archers, then I can just shoot at the artillery straight away, and it'll just wipe out the whole crew, and I can just go about my day. That's the plan. So that's a lot of fun. I do like the Shadow Warriors. They're fun like that. So it's, you know, a bit different, but we'll see. Also, I brought some Dragon Princes. I wanted some robust, you know, cavalry that could get some work done. They can do so much damage to infantry. Any state troops will just get wiped out on the charge. These guys are great. Also, you know, they're elite enough to be able to sort of stop things like Rights Guard and things like that, which is nice. Also, I've got a load of spearmen. You know, I had to go fairly wide in the front line, but I also brought some white lions, so I had a bit of extra armor piercing as well. So again, that'll be good against sort of elite cavalry, and also great swords as well. I wanted something, you know, with armor piercing in the front line. I also brought an Ithilmar chariot, basically just because I never do. I thought it'd be fun to bring one for once. So, yeah, a lot of fun, and they look amazing. I really like these guys. But they're going to be great at just sort of running through great swords, and state troops barely will stand a chance against them. So I can get a lot of damage done to the front line. And also, I have Alarielle the Radiant. So she's on an eagle, so fairly safe up there. And still with her hair, it's got a mind of its own anyway. So, huge amount of healing from her. She is terrifying when it comes to healing, and also just defense in general. With fast protection, she can get a lot of work done. It's pretty cool. You know, it puts her stat line really high with fast protection. I mean, to put her armor to, you know, 60, which isn't great, but it's not bad. It's better, and it'll put her melee defense up to, you know, 70, you know, 70 odd, which is pretty amazing. So it'll keep her, you know, keep her pretty good. It'll keep her alive, which is nice in you know, pretty tough engagements. So I like fast protection on her, you know, so you can just charge in. And of course she's got so much healing, she can kind of outfight anything. Just if she just dedicates, you know, all of her winds of magic and her abilities to healing herself, she can duel with the best of them. It's expensive because you're using all those abilities that you kind of want to use on your front line and expensive units, but still, she can fight, she can brawl. It's pretty cool. So my opponent didn't bring any artillery. Oh, well, that's annoying. But he did bring Silver Bullets and Sterling's Revenge, and these guys can get a lot of work done. These guys can do a lot of damage. So it'll be nice to wipe them out early at least. Also, a load of Flagellants. So these guys very unarmored. So yeah, I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage at range with them. So that's nice. And with them being unbreakable, they'll sit and fight my spearmen all day. I don't want that. So that's nice. So there are some pretty soft targets that I can get a lot of damage into early. So that'll be nice. Also, he's got some spearmen on the edges, you know, to help against cavalry. He's got Sigmar's Son, so more unbreakable units in the middle, and he has 3 great swords. So all this stuff can just sort of pick up the flak, and the great swords can get into combat and get some killing done. Thing is, though, I'm not sure how well this build would really do against, you know, any sort of large amount of Swordmasters. Though he does have a Celestial Wizard, and the Celestial Wizard has Chain Lightning, Curse the Midnight Wind, and what's that other one? Orion's Thunderbolt. Oh, interesting. So, you know, potential to get a lot of damage done with the Celestial Wizard. And Karl Franz, huge buffs with the Reichland Runefang and Gal Moraz. He can turn into an absolute powerhouse while those are active. And Stand Your Ground as well. Can put his melee defense up, you know, over 60 odd. So, yeah, pretty nice. Actually goes up by, I can't remember how much it goes up by. Anyway, it puts his melee defense very high. So that'll be nice. He's also got the Royal Altdorf Griffite. So having some really good armor-piercing anti-large is always useful against, you know, a faction that has some very good cavalry. So, pretty cool. So, we'll start. So, unfortunately, these guys are all shooting at whatever, but none of this stuff is shielded, so any target is nice. But, ideally, I want to shoot at the things that could be damaging them, because, yeah, I don't want that. And here, I can actually see Sterling's Revenge. I think I see them in a second. Here we go. Now I see them. I go, oh, no. So, one of my Shadow Warriors is actually super hurt right now. It's not ideal. Not ideal. But I'm getting a lot of good damage in. Annoyingly, though, my guys keep shooting at the, you know, on the edges of targets, and I think they go for the Tattersalls a couple of times. Yeah, as I'm running away, they choose different targets. It's very irritating. Come on, guys, just stay on the expensive stuff. Anyway, I'm getting a lot of damage in, which is nice. So yeah, it's not too bad. That was a fairly even trade, honestly. If there was any artillery, a couple of volleys would have killed the crew, and they would have paid for themselves immediately. It would have been great. But no. But I'm getting a lot of damage into these soft units. So that's still pretty great. So I'm moving my front line up. Oh, I did say I've got a bolt thrower as well. I wanted some extra armor piercing for cavalry, because I couldn't screen too much. with what I had. You know, I've only got the one Dragon Prince, and my front line isn't the widest thing in the world. So really, I need these spearmen, you know, free to pin down infantry. So I needed these guys available. So I wanted something else that could shoot at, you know, it's expensive units. I mean, look at that. I'm getting some great damage into the Royal Altdorf Gryphites, and because he doesn't have any healing, that's going to stick. So that's nice. It's great to be able to whittle him down with something at range. And he's kind of scared to engage them. You know, he can't send in another unit around the other side. So the longer he's sort of loitering, the more damage I can get in, you know, to these units. So that's really nice. Here, though, Alariel is under attack. I sent Alariel in to try and help against the Tattersouls. But, yeah, with Galvaraz and... Right, oh, no, he hasn't used any of that stuff. What? Oh, now he is. Anyway. Oh, that's right, I used Arcade Unforging on him. Which is always fun. So he won't get his abilities for a little longer, so that's nice. So anyway, yeah, so I'm getting out of there, I'm healing them. Alariel's just going to run away. I'm using all of her staves and whatnot to get a load of magic back. And here, I've actually sent the Dragon Princes in, which means that these Royal Altdorf Gryphites that are still trying to get out of the way of the, you know, Equal Bolt Thrower and the Dragon Princes, they're way away over there, and I'm still shooting at them, which is nice. So that Chain Lightning, probably not the most expensive targets, but unfortunately with his kind of build, because he's dedicating all of his great swords, you know, in this fight, it's going to be difficult to drop a sort of worthwhile Chain Lightning, because he's going to hit his own units. That's the scary thing with that kind of unit. So here, really nice Wind Blast, not too bad. And here, Alariel has full health again, and the Dragon Princes and Alariel are just kicking the crap out of Karl Franz right now. So that is lovely. I really love that. And Fast Protection on her, so that's going to put her up to 82 melee defense. So yeah, that's going to be tough to crack. So getting some more damage. I'm trying to get some damage to the Celestial Wizard, actually. I thought I could pick him off quicker with the Shadow Warriors, but it's taking some time. So the Ithamar Chariots, they have 31 kills so far. So I was going to be charging through infantry a lot. Another Wind Blast, doing a lot more damage to Shadow Warriors. But honestly, I think we would have been better off trying to deal with some of the other infantry with the Wind Blast. I mean, God, these spearmen are completely surrounded. So here, I use a Tempest, but unfortunately his attack animation seemed to get him out of it, which is kind of annoying. That's a real pity. I was hoping just to pin him in place after I ran off to deal with these Royal Altdorf Gryphites that had finally charged in. So yeah, he's dealt with. I've got some stuff running away here. Things aren't looking great on this flank, but Karl is very injured. Alariel's taken no damage, and my Dragon Princes haven't lost a single model. So that is pretty ridiculous. So that's nuts. So here, I'm actually trying to shoot at the Flagellants, because they're behind me, right? So I don't want them getting the surround on my Spearmen, so I'm going to wipe out the Flagellants that are really soft targets for my archers. And then the Spearmen can fight their Spearmen without, you know, being attacked in the rear. So here, Alariel is going for Karl Franz again. He's using all his buffs, which is very scary, but I've used Fast Protection. So, I mean, that puts him up to 56 melee attack, but then I guess his anti-large bonus puts him at a similar place to Alariel's melee defense. So he's not going to be hitting every time. He's going to be missing a lot of shots. So here, Chain Lightning, and this is what I mean. It's difficult to really get a good Chain Lightning off when you've got a load of expensive units in yourself. Because look at that, he just wiped out a unit with his greatswords. 2 units of his greatswords, in fact, in that engagement. That is rough, you know. For a unit Spearmen and a unit White Lions, you don't want to be wiping out 2 units of greatswords. So at this point, there's only the unbreakable units left, which is a pity. And it looks like I'm shooting the Celestial Wizard with a Bolt Thrower. That's always good fun. So, yep. So I'm picking all this stuff off. They won't last long. So there we go. Just Sigmar's Sons left. And Dragon Princes are coming in. Yeah, they're not gonna survive long under that. So, yeah, it kind of worked out. It worked out alright. Although my plan kind of... I don't know, it did alright. You know, with the Shadow Warriors. I mean, these managed to use up all their ammo, which, you know, is great. They both got basically full health. So that's good. You know, they were still useful against the Empire. The Empire has a lot of soft targets for them to shoot at. So you don't necessarily need to bring sort of armor piercing. But then the 360 firing arc, the loose formations mean they're harder to kill than just regular archers. I mean, if he brought Wind Blast and I'd brought just regular archers, yeah, he would have wiped out a unit with each Wind Blast he used. So the archers wouldn't have really survived long enough to get a huge amount of work done. But I managed to take out a load of his armor-piercing units, which is really nice. The Royal Altdorf Gryphites, I just managed to just dive on top of with everything. I knew that Alariel could basically fend them off really well, which is a bit ridiculous. I feel like the you know, Royal Altdorf Gryphites, all the Demigrids with halberds, I feel like they should survive a bit more. They always seem to just get wiped out really quickly, as long as you just get them with a couple of units. You know, if they're outnumbered, they'll just get torn to pieces. It's a real pity. I think you've really got to hit them with a lot of spells to support them. or have, you know, lords buffing them or something. It's tough. It's definitely tough for the for those outdoor grid fights. Yeah. And apparently quite tough for Carl Franz. As much as he tried, got a load of damage into Alarielle. She didn't care. She just got it all back, because that's what she does. So very, very scary. Alarielle is just absolute monster. She is so deadly in this. And if he brought artillery, you know, which could have more punch and just keep whittling away to health, you know, until she gets to a healing cap, well, I've got the Shadow Walkers to deal with that stuff. So it leaves me very safe. To sort of run around with the units that I did have. So it worked out pretty damn well. I quite like this build. May tweak it in future, but I mean, it's got potential. It's interesting, that's for sure. You know, try and get rid of the Empire's best strength against the High Elves, and then basically just outmaneuver and outclass them, you know, across the board. That's always a laugh. So yeah, it's definitely a fun one. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.